Hello, my Flosstube friends. It's time for another episode. How is everybody doing tonight? It is Friday, July the 3rd, 2020. Welcome to July. And this is Channel About Cross Stitch. I am Annie, Joy-Filled Stitcher, both here on not Instagram, both here on YouTube and on Instagram, and I can guarantee you that face I just made will probably be one of my screen grab options, because YouTube knows how to roll like that. So, it is another fun Friday Flosstube weekly update with me, Annie, Joy-Filled Stitcher, both here on YouTube and on Instagram. See, I got it right that time. So I hope everybody has had a great week. Some of you have already tuned in on last week's video and also on my Flosstube Extra. So thank you so much for your kindness and your thoughts and comments about my hectic, fun-filled, joy-filled, jolly July. Jolly whip you lie. So far we are 3 days in and it's fun. It's fun. We'll see how fun it is at the end of this month when I have 14 more new starts. Anywho, I'm excited to share with you what I worked on this week, kind of what's coming this next week, a little bit of stash I got, some plans. That's pretty much how this is gonna go. So today I have on my Mistakes Happen shirt. I wore this when I did my interview with the Sunshine Stitchers, and we had a mistake-filled video. So hopefully this one's not full, well, we've already started off with a bang, but hopefully this one's not full of too many mistakes. I'm coming to you kind of around about the 6 o'clock hour. Joy-Filled Little One is in the other room chatting on FaceTime with a school friend and doing that. And we're going to talk about some cross stitch. She has officially started her second project. She chose to begin Bent Creek's zoo lineup. So I showed that one in stash not too terribly long ago. Maybe a little longer than that. And she has started it. She has all 4 of her borders now. And she did some color converting. She's a girl after her mama's heart. And is doing it on a 16 count Aida. She's coming for my stash, folks. She's coming for my 18 count stash. I can already tell you it's coming, because she's enjoying the 16 count. I'm floored. I love it. I don't have very much 16 count, but apparently I'm gonna have to stock up on a bin of things for her in that count. So I worked on quite a bit this week. I did have one finished object, one FO. I had 2 starts, and I worked on some whips, some things that were already existing. And I did on my last video, this is Flosstube number 59, on number 58, I announced the winners of my 2K giveaway, and I shipped out all but 2 of those. There were 6 of them. I'm waiting on to hear from 2 people. So if you're watching this and didn't watch 58, go and watch it, because I'm going to kind of give it maybe 1 more week or 2 more weeks, and then I may pick somebody new, and I would hate to have it be just a miscommunication. What's been kind of going on this week, like in terms of fun activities, we swam a lot. We did not go every day. We went Tuesday. Our swimming pool club is not open on Monday, so we went Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Wednesday was kind of crowded, and I was not super comfortable with it. And then yesterday, which seems like a million years ago, today feels like Saturday. And I think it was because my husband had the day off of work, and so it felt like Saturday. But anywho, so we went on Wednesday. It was kind of crowded. We were supposed to go on Thursday, but I ended up having my counseling appointment in the morning. And we were supposed to go today, and Joy-Filled Little One said, I really don't want to go. And I said, okay. And so we were supposed to go tomorrow morning, but it's always packed on the 4th of July. Even though they are limiting, they're just not limiting to what I feel comfortable with. And her ear's kind of bugging her. So I think we may postpone that and head out, and we'll head there like on Tuesday when it's less crowded. Earlier in the week's less crowded. and with this being a holiday weekend. We are staying at home as much as possible. Today we had some grocery items we needed to get. So we made a Sam's run. I did a Target drive-up order, and the Sam's was crowded. And they were counting numbers, and I was like, what number are they getting to? The lines were incredibly long. I think because, brief gist of it is, last Friday, our county in Texas was added to the list of the counties that had chosen to do mandatory masks. Yesterday, our governor decided to issue it statewide. And so I think some people were concerned that it was going to turn into like a shutdown situation. Plus it was first of the month. A lot of people do like big time grocery shopping or Sam's Club shopping at the first of the month. But we love our Sam's Club has the scan and go, which means I scan as we're adding things to the cart. And then as we're walking to the exit, I swipe to pay for it, which is fantastic. Because you avoid the standing in the line business. And we literally were like, here's the things on our list. Bang, 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 bang. Out we were. We didn't dawdle. We didn't look at seasonal items. We were in and out. Couple of you had asked the question of what I was doing to lose weight. And thank you for your kindness and your thoughtfulness. Truly, I'm just doing kind of more portion control. I'm doing lower carbs, especially in the evening time. I really don't eat past about 5:30. So kind of, I guess you could call that intermittent fasting. I do a protein shake in the morning. I do the Premier Protein 14-ounce shakes in the morning. And those hold me for a while. But I will tell you, I do feel like I've gotten my medication where it needs to be for whatever. And so I'm finally like kind of hit a homeostasis where I'm living and eating, but not like eating. I'm eating to live, but not living to eat, if that makes any sense. But one thing that I was concerned with is my rings. This one is not too far from being way too big, which is concerning to me because in the summer, your fingers here in Texas swell. So in the winter, this is going to fall off my hand. So not a bad problem to have, except when you're talking about having to go like have a very pricey piece of jewelry sized. But what added incentive to stay in a healthier way than to revert back? I told my husband, I said, I probably though will not get it resized until I get to kind of where I'm most comfortable at my weight, wherever that I feel most comfortable and confident. So I will wear it around my neck and get just a plain band, and we can get it blessed by our minister, because that's one of the things that's really powerful to us and in our faith is that our wedding rings were obviously blessed in that ceremony. And so if ever we were to wear some other band or whatever, we would want to have it blessed as well. That was a rambly tangent over here. But anyway, so that's kind of what I'm doing. Nothing like official. I've belonged to Weight Watchers many times in my life. See, it flips completely around. But this is just what's working for me, and it's something I feel like I can have, I can wrap my head around. And it is just making better choices for me, for what works for me. I say, do you, whatever you're most comfortable with, whatever puts you in a healthy place. I needed, like, I can't have sweets. It's kind of like dipping your toe in and then you just jump whole hog into the pool and you're not prepared for that. So I'm not in the place right now. Like today, we went to our little like soft serve yogurt place, and my Mr. Joyfield and Joyfield little one went in and got one, and I just stayed in the car. And my husband said, "You don't want yogurt?" And I'm like, "No, because I'm not gonna feel good after I have it. It kind of makes me feel like real high and then bleh, like just so. It's just better if I say no." Which is perfectly fine with me. All right, I usually do life update at the end, but apparently I've decided to just launch into life update right now. But I think that's about it for kind of life. I might chat a little bit as we go along. So I think we should start with my finish. My finish. So this lives in a SewMuch2Luv bag. I love her bags. I'm trying to do good by Sue and not buy bags. I do belong to One Bag of the Month Club, and it is a 1-year commitment, so I will hold to my 1-year commitment because I love the bags. But I'm either going to make my own bags. They're not ready yet. Not even one of them is. Sorry. Joyful little one wants a banana that we got at Sam's today, but they're not ready. They're still a little green. Okay, anywho. I've decided that I'm either going to make them. Well, that's it. I'm going to make them. That's the end of that. So anywho, the project that lives in here is my Heart and Hand square dance. I am doing the whole year, and I realized that I inadvertently flipped the chart back, flipped the chart to the next one, but I haven't shown you. I need to refresh the memory on what June looks like, because mine looks a little different in color. So this is again by Heart and Hand. This is her square dance series. She has a Christmas one. I think there's the third one's coming out here this month, and I'm excited to see what's in that one, because I have the one chart that has joy, and I think there's a couple of other ones that I might like. And there's a free border on her website that allows you to slot 3 in, so that would be like ideal, because I don't like them all like to stitch. I'm probably gonna like one from each chart. I didn't like feel drawn to any from the first chart, but I did buy the second chart. But anyway, that's June. I did get a finish on this. However, my finish was on July 1st. So I did not make my June deadline, which was kind of a bummer, but that's okay. I am stitching this on 18 count Aida in a kind of a mystery die from SewMuch2Luv Fabrics. And last week, I showed my palette of colors that I was using for this month. So lots of fun, bright, summertimey colors. And this is my finish for June. So I used some classic Colorworks, some color and cotton, and a Victorian motto, which is the white primitive stripes. So now I get to have the fun of figuring out what July is going to look like. And July is the fish. Now, August and September, Priscilla and Chelsea, Stitching with the Housewives, she's done conversions on these two, so I already know what August and September look like. And July, I honestly was considering, but then I thought, no, that makes it too 4th of July. I was considering doing like firework type shapes. So I don't know. I like the fish, but I'm kind of like, I'm not a fish type of person. Like, I eat fish. That's about it. Anyway, so that was my finish. So I was excited about that. Last week, when we last spoke, I still had one more day to do on my 100 stitch a day project. I choose a project each week to work on Monday through Friday and put in at least 100 stitches each day. I call it my 100 stitch a day project. And so last week it was, the wheel chose Lizzie, Kate, Cherish all living things, excuse me. And so I did work on this after the video and put in probably close to another 200 stitches, which is nice. And this is on an 18 count Mystery Aida from BeStitchMe. And so I worked in the second color of these mountains, and I love how that looks. Oh, I love it. And this is going to be a cute little hedgehog. Adorable little hedgehog. So anyway, I did put in some more into that. And this lives in a pouch that I sewed up. I don't know. I think in my extra edition video, I have not added any notes to that. I may just link my projects here, but I had said that I would put the video. I know that I've referenced the video in several videos, but I'm going to go ahead and put myself a note on here. Link to pouch tutorial. It is not my tutorial. It is similar to my style. It is not the tutorial I specifically followed. In fact, I just kind of came up with it off the top of my head. My project bag, my zip project bag, and I don't think I have any to show this week, other than maybe if one of my projects gets chosen. I follow Helen D's tutorial, and I will put that on here. But I adjusted the size from her size. I do an 11 by 14 bag. That's my preferred size. Awkward silence, where you hear the children chatting about nonsense. If I don't write this down, I might forget. I saw a meme today, and I was like, that's genius, and that it so explains me. It said something like, my ability to remember every song lyric from the 80s far outweighs my ability to remember why I walked into the kitchen. If that is not the truth. So if I don't write down, put the links for these, then I will likely forget, even if I'm watching it back. And by the way, my hair is looking amazing today. And by that, I'm being completely facetious. It was at one point today when we were in the car. Now, I have an all black vehicle, but even still, the temperature gauge said 102. And it was a bit humid today. So it was feeling a bit more than 102. All right, so I showed this project also last week, but I did put in some more stitches over the weekend. And this lives in a Garon tote bag. This was the February bag of the month. Has cute hearts on the inside. And this is the Blue Flower Winter Valentine. And I am doing the no words version. And I have this going on a 22 count, picture this plus, linen in ale. So a cashel or cashel ale. And I finished the boy cardinal. Well, except he has no feet. But other than that, he's finished. And I think they are insanely adorable. I mean, how cute are they? I love it. The colors are just fantastic. I am stitching this in the called for DMC. And I love this 28 count. And I think I mentioned last week that the 28 count feels a bit tighter than a 28. But that's a little bit of just the deal with Picture This Plus. So I love that one. All right. Then the wheel spun for me to work on With Love Koala. And this lives in, let me pull the chart out. So this was So Quirky is a, like a sewing tutorial company that I follow on Instagram, and they put out this chart back during the Australian fire relief efforts, and with the proceeds going to benefit those efforts. And so this is Elton and Peach's Koala Pop, so it's an applique pattern. And so I made myself, to hold those projects, an Elton. So this is my Elton on my bag that holds these charts. Well, it actually holds just this one. And this is the Frosted Pumpkin Stitcheries relief effort chart. And this is With Love, and I just call it With Love Koala. And I am stitching this on a mystery linen from Color and Cotton. I believe it's a 32. It might be a 36. I'm not sure. But I got a fair amount of progress. I only had this one green squiggly leaf. So I put in 2 more green leaves, some yellow, and then I did all of the brown circle, which will be helpful in placing things in the future, because things are kind of spread apart. Like there's a cluster of green here, a cluster here, a cluster here. So I like to kind of color complete. This project does not lend itself to color completing super well. Not at first, at least. So, I love this bag. And I just use fabric from my stash. His nose is like iridescent, shiny black fabric. And this is like iridescent, shiny white fabric. Hold on just a minute, please. Okay, I'm back, and I have no idea where I left off. That was my mom. Okay, so I think... Anyway, we'll just pick right back up. So this week, the wheel chose my 100 stitch project, and it chose a Barbara Anna. This is Strawberry Time. This was out of last summer, the 2019 issue of Punch Needle Primitive Stitcher magazine. I love the idea that my friend, Darling and Whimsy Designs, I believe that's who it was, named hers Crodelia, and I love that. And I got a ton done on this. This is an 18 count mystery cut from Color and Cotton, like from a grab bag. So I think it's an 18 count, but as to what color it is, I have no idea. But it's like a light bluish, purplish gray. I got a ton done. I only had last week, and I can't figure out the put the picture here thing. I've tried, I can't. Anybody have a tutorial on that, please? I had her face and the outline of the top of her dress. I am so proud of how far I got this week. I did like 200 stitches a day, and yesterday I did like 400 stitches because I was like, I'm just really liking this, and I wanted to see her dress kind of mostly done. So look at how cute she is. Plus I wanted her face and beak to be done and her eye to be done. There are a couple of details here and there that are not complete, like her hat band is not done. There's one light turquoisey green stitch in her eye. There's a little lacy edge that's in this darker red on her bottom of her skirt, and then her 2 feet. And then she's got this long strawberry vine that she's holding. And I had initially said I was not going to stitch that. I'm going to. I love the color palette, and this I don't think will take me as long as I thought it was. She's not far from completion, but I am going to put her away for now. She might be a good candidate for a Finish That Stitch December. But we're still far away from that at this point. I'm not ready to like say, oh, I'm going to put this one aside all the way until December. I think that boxes me into a corner. And this is just like an Amazon project bag, and it has all of those, it has pretty much all of my Barbara Anna's I started last December. And then I had made myself my own like bobbinated floss holder. It's terrible. I'm not pulling it out, but it holds all the flosses because there's a lot of overlap in her charts. So I put everything into just that bag. All right, so that brings us to Jolly Joy-Filled Whipuli. So I last week on the video had said that the first was already a determined what I was going to work on because this project had its birthday on the 1st. It lives in a Diddly Daddle Designs bag. This is the in-hand stitcher size, and I love her little, it's 2 covered buttons put together. I know Michelle G calls it her like a macaron, and I think that's adorable. So this is Mary's Sampler by Plum Street Samplers. This is a freebie on her website. This was a 9-part mystery stitch that was done from like the 1st of November through Christmas time-ish, several years ago. And you can actually stitch it in the way that Paulette put it out, which was week by week, or on the last, she gives the full chart. I am stitching it based on the full chart. I am doing it in the called for. I am deviating quite substantially from the fabric that I just showed. This is on an 18 count mystery die from Mystic Fabrics that I wish she could duplicate because I adore this kind of denim-y blue-gray. And I did all of these star outlines, the angel, except for the trumpet. I did not do the trumpet because that color comes in later, and I just decided not to. This cross and this star outline. So I did well over 200 stitches. It leaves me some more stars to complete, like the outside stars. There's a few more. There's her trumpet, and then there's the insides of the stars. So there's not much left. So my thought is either this will come out one day later in the month and just get a finish, or it could be a good candidate also for Finish That Stitch December. We shall see. So then I let the wheel decide for both the 2nd and the 3rd. And from this point forward, it decides every day. And so the 2nd, it spun first. And if you follow me on Instagram, you may have already seen this because I did post it to my feed. It spun a new start. And then I spun my new start wheel, and it shows a new start on Noah's Doves. So this is part of the Noah's Christmas Arc series. I currently have giraffes going, and it's close to completion. So I am starting doves. I'm giving these to my mom for Christmas each year until the series is complete. And I'm adoring this so far. This is on 18 count Aida from Mystic Fabrics in kind of a mystery die. It was actually the Stitch Your Own Adventure die lot. I did, I think, over 300 stitches, and I completed all the green of the tree, which I love this whimsical tree. And this kind of little snowball shape kind of repeats itself throughout other charts as well. Like you can see it in both the white and the red in the giraffes. I love the giraffes. Oh my gosh. And literally all I have to do is just the border. And I would save that one for Finish That Stitch, but these are for Christmas. So I need to have them complete. And I actually am considering if I get, okay, so this was my thought. If I get giraffes finished fairly quickly on the day that it's chosen, I have considered going ahead and starting honeybees. And then, so that would make it where I'm caught up. And then after this year, I could just give her 2 and it's a chart each time. But I haven't decided that yet. This lives in a BeeCraftyBags. It has all the flosses. It actually has a, that So Kelly Co Bitsy Bob. I have all the fabric and extra fabric and all this, that, the other. Has its own dedicated 6x6 Q-snap because my fabric that I got does not fit on a 6x8. But that's okay because they're not that big. Then yesterday, I spun for today. It again spun New Start. And I was like, uh-oh, are we in a pattern here? Are we going to get all new starts at the beginning? And it chose one I was really excited to start. So it chose Teresa Kogut, Joyful Scene. And I did make a command decision with my start today that I am stitching without the Santa. And I actually am going to basically stitch this penny rug detail, and then the border will come straight down if I do the border. But I'm eliminating Santa altogether. But I am going to stitch this one penny rug. And I have considered maybe moving these 2 down here to the bottom, or even maybe having them go here in the corner. I haven't decided that yet. Just to kind of, because I love the little penny rug detailing. There's just not a lot of room for those. So that's why I was saying, like, just leave this one up here, and then you've got one, a grouping of 2, a 2, a 2. So yes, anyway, now when I showed this in my video I uploaded on Tuesday with all of my details, I showed this with the 36 count linen. When I got ready to sit down and stitch this today, I was not in the right place to want to do linen. I was feeling even weave. So I immediately went in and I'm not even starting it on the fabric if the fabric is not calling to me. I'm going to start it on something, and I have enough stash to be able to pick. And so I ended up pulling this 28 count. This is a lugana, an even weave, from BeStitchMe, and this is in Granite. And it's this beautiful light gray, but as you can see, it's got this pinky hue to it. And I have the entire outline, plus that was where the center was, so I worked down, of the sheep. So my goal for this evening is to finish filling in the sheep, and then there's some of that white color up here in this bird. And so I'm going to jump up and do that. And then that will make me feel good. I think it's about 300 stitches. And I can feel confident in putting this away for right now. I did have to do some color pulling from my stash because I did not have everything that was called for. It's got some DMC. It's got some color and cotton. That's the white. It's Tusk. And then it's got a Weeks Dye Works in here randomly. Light khaki, that was a called for color. And then I've got 3 beautiful Victoria Motto reds. So yes, I'm enjoying that. And this one's going to go separate because it will be worked on before I go to bed tonight. So that was everything I worked on. It seemed like more than that. That was a lot, but really enjoyed it. So I have a couple of things I need to spin. I am going to still do a 100 stitch a day project going forward, even in this month, because that pulls out whips that are not holiday themed whips. Plus it gives me something different to work on. I have started getting up a little bit earlier, trying to regulate my body back to school time. And so I've been stitching a tiny bit in the morning, and these are fun to pull out in the morning as long as they're not like too tiny count fabric or anything like that. So if it does spin a holiday whip that will be worked on this month, I will spin again. So this is my All Whips wheel. This is on the Tiny Decisions app on my iPhone. So it's an iTunes app. I know there are decision wheel apps for Android. I don't know any specific names, so I apologize for that. Not knowing that. We are an Apple family. All Creatures Great and Small. That's a great one. That is a huge Barbara Anna project that got started during Stitchmania. So it could definitely stand for 5 days of like focused 100 stitches. All right, so then we're going to go in and you're going to get to see what I'm going to work on tomorrow. So first thing we're going to do, and I think this is where my wheel went wrong, is I thought, oh, this isn't going to matter because I literally entered all the new starts together and all the whips together on this wheel. So you can see all the new starts are on one side and all the whips are on the other side. And I thought, that might be a problem. Well, so far it's done 2 new starts right next to each other. So I have the feeling that if I get another new start, I need to go in and randomly shuffle my whips and new starts. We'll see. We'll see what it gives me. Go to whip. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to reshuffle. I kind of wanted a whip. Okay, we got a new start. We're gonna go with what the wheel says. We got a new start. So let's look at our new start wheel. We're gonna spin to see what we got. Cranberry Christmas, which means I have some work to do because one of my awesome friends on here made a suggestion about Cranberry Christmas because, you know, I was talking about in that video how I was just gonna like squish out the word cranberry, and this awesome person, awesome friend of mine, suggested that I try to put in joy-filled over Christmas. So that means tonight I get to do some recharting because I loved that idea. Loved that idea. So thank you. I don't remember exactly which comment it was, but I thought genius. And I responded back to you and said, I love that idea. Thank you so much. So I'm going to have some recharting to do. Fun times. I actually really do like recharting. I just wasn't planning on doing it so soon. So soon. So soon. Okay, so another new start for tomorrow. I wanted to do a patriotic start. And the Zoom group that I am part of, Becca Sambry Stitches hosts one night of Zoom, or one afternoon of Zoom. And Erin Chu Martini Stitcher hosts the other night of Zoom. They are closed groups because, or chats, because we've kind of reached a capacity at this point. There are lots of people out there. There's the whole Virtual Stitchers group on Facebook. For those who are looking for ways to like interact with other Stitchers virtually. So reach out to your Stitchy circle and see if anybody wants to Zoom with y'all. But when we saw this chart come out, Becca, I believe, was like, I need to start this. And I was like, oh, I don't need to, but I'm going to. So we're doing a sal for it. I don't know what our official hashtag is for it yet, but I'm going to show that during Stash. But it's Teresa Kogut's new sampler, Land That I Love. And it's gorgeous. Gorgeous. I ordered my stuff from Starlight Stitchery. I do not have all of the classic color works that I ordered. I think they were back ordered. Some of them are newer colors. So I'm going to look in my stash and see. One of them's Blue Corn, and I think Blue Corn's just been out of stock for a while, but I might have a skein of it. So I may pull that. I'm hopeful that where I decide to start, I haven't decided if I'm going to do a corner start or a center start. But that might be determined by what colors I have. Now it's charted in DMC, Weeks Dye Works, and Classic Color Works. I have all the Weeks Dye Works, and I have the DMC. So yeah. So far, we've already talked about whips. We've already talked about plans. Now we're going to go into some stash. Oh, you know what? I realized I brought over both my bins of Christmas things to show you the project that I am going to start tomorrow. So let me pull that out for you. Okay. So Cranberry Christmas is by Hands On Design. So I had talked last week about not knowing exactly which one I wanted to start, but I really loved this one. And I had said, okay, well, I'm just going to take Cranberry out and just squish it. Put this border right above Christmas. And that was when this amazing, precious viewer of mine, friend of mine, Flosstube friend, suggested putting Joy Filled. So I'm going to do my best. The problem is, obviously, all the letters in Joy Filled are not in Cranberry Christmas. So it's going to be a little finagling, but I think I can do it. I am stitching this on some 18 count. I think this is Mystic Fabrics. It might be 16 count. I'm not 100% sure. I have the right amount. I do know that much. And I am stitching it in the Sulky pack. So this will be my first time with Sulky. So I'm actually kind of excited about that aspect of it. I'm going to put that to the side to remind myself. Rechart. Rechart is need to happen. That was not a correct English sentence. Okay, so we have quite the, it's really not that much, but it's joy-filled stashy stash time. So the first thing, and I want to thank, that's enough of the door, my friend. Open or closed, not back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So it squeaks and squeaks and squeaks and squeaks. Every door in our house squeaks. Doesn't matter how much WD-40 we put on it, it squeaks. Old homes. So, I would like to thank Liz and Deb of Country Stitchers for this enabling. I think it was, I don't remember which one of them it was that shared them originally. But they shared about these, they're document folders that are kind of fabric. They're shiny fabrics that you can get in a 4-pack on Amazon for about 10 bucks. And I was like, okay, let's give them a shot. So they're just very simple. They snap. They have felt on the inside. So I was thinking just for a simple, like, they mentioned it would be great for just like a PDF chart with just simple flosses. It could be great for a small. So what did I do? Well, if I'm ordering from Amazon and it can be here in like a day, I ordered 2 sets. So what I'm going to do is give away one of each pattern. One set for me, one set for y'all. So here's the deal though. You can't pick which one. It's just going to be a random. So if you are interested in me passing on one of these fun document pouches to give a shot, if you will just comment below something that went really well for you this week. It could be your stitching. It could be something exciting that happened, whatever it might be. And I'm going to look for the word week, W-E-E-K. And that's the word I'm going to search, and I'm going to draw 4. And I'm going to just do this next week. And I will do it before the video, and I'll insert a clip. I will mail anywhere, but a couple of stipulations. Do not say giveaway in your comment. Must be 18 so I can have your address legally. And this is not subscriber specific. Because these could be good for taking papers back and forth. I thought these could even be good for me for school. Now, I don't grade papers anymore in my position, but they could be good for like a teacher to grade papers, or for documents, or just to hold a chart, your charts, or whatever your thoughts may be. So, there's 4. So I will pick 4. Again, tell me something good about your week, W-E-E-K. And we'll do this next Friday. Sound good? Enjoy. I'm excited about these. I have, I thought they were kind of a jazzy, upbeat way to like do the Amazon pouch, but like pretty. I don't know. Anyway. All right, so what did I get this week in the mail? What did I get? Well, I got some stuff. So I placed an order because I had some DMC that I needed to kit up those two Teresa Kogut charts, the Girl Boss and the Joy in the Garden. I had some colors I did not have. I mean, I have a ton of DMC, but I still am sometimes missing colors. And I did not want to go to Michael's or Joann's. I'm not in that thought process right now. And I really wanted to order from an ONS or an LNS. And I know I have had a great experience with ordering from Fire Poppies. They are out of South Carolina. Highly recommend. They are super fast. I mean, I literally think I placed the order and it was in the evening, and within 30 minutes I had a shipment notification that it was here like 2 days later. Insane speed. But so I couldn't have DMC travel by itself, and I have in the past gotten some fantastic fabric cuts from them. And so I went ahead and just grabbed a few things that I saw they had in stock. They did have some color and cotton in stock. So this is a 28 count in Hearth, which is a beautiful gray. I just got Stitcher's 8s on these. This is color and cotton Dusk. It's another pretty gray, but these are still slightly different. Slightly, not a ton, but slightly different. I love me a good gray. So again, a Stitcher's 8 of both of those. And then I got, I love my Seraphim that I got that's linen. Well, they had a Seraphim fabrics in a 16 count Aida. And so this is Somerville Sky 16 count Aida. Again, I just got a Stitcher's 8. And I like that you can order an 8th from them. And it comes serged as well, which is nice. And I mean, that was impressive to me that you can order more than an 8th. You can order an 1/8, a quarter, a half, a yard. But the fact that they not only had my order like ready to ship, which meant they pulled fabric, measured it, serged it, all of that. I think that's phenomenal. Okay, I did get my, I am part of Crazy Annie's Finishing Club. It's with Lady Creates. It's called Fluff and Doodads. And it includes some Moda cotton fabric, some cotton trim and ribbons, and some fun finishing doodads. And this month is Smooth Purple Haze. I love that I get different types of trims in all of a similar colorway. I love the cotton lace. That's my most favorite trim. There's chenille. There's some cotton twill tape. There's a beautiful pin each month. And then there's the Moda fabric. I will continue to be part of this club. It's a great value. So I think that I signed up for it somewhere around the end of October last year. So if you're all interested in that, it's through Crazy Annie's Crazy Stitchers group on Facebook. And she does lots of different clubs and usually puts out her club signups in the end of October. So watch for that. And obviously all of links and everything will be below. It'll be tomorrow. So just bear with me. All right. This was week before last. Friday Night Fight Night, which is something I participate in on Friday evenings with BeStitchMe, Brandy at BeStitchMe Fabrics. She does kind of her fabric, like free-for-alls on Friday evenings. She does not have one tonight. She's taking time for her family, well-deserved. So I grabbed actually 2 27 counts because I'm loving the 27 count right now. And I grabbed, these are crinkly, so I'm not going to open them, but this is Phoenix. That is screaming for a fall stitch. Beautiful. And then I love, this is S'mores. This again is another great fall piece. I love it. It reminds me a little bit of Murky. So I got those 2 27 counts. And then I got some goodies from Stash Unload. So I have never tried Die Stitch Love, but I saw this 25 count Lugana posted by a seller, and it's in Sultry Sienna, and it is beautiful. So I snagged this because I like me a 25 count Lugana also. And then from another seller, I got a few things. I got this kit, and I did not pay the price that's on here. But this is a kit by, it's a really good question, who it's by. I'm going to give you the correct information. Let me look at the chart. Let us see. Okay, it's by Chessie and Me. Awesome. Okay, so this is a Chessie and Me kit. 1 second. And you'll see why I picked this one. It says Joy to You. And the Joy to You is over 1. No, maybe it's over 2. And then I love, I'm not sure what this, I think it's either French or continental knots that they use for the sheep. I think it's so cute. It comes with the linen and the bell soie. But again, I did not pay that price, but this person paid that price. But with all the bell soie and the linen, it's beautiful. And then from that same seller, I got, this is Handwork Samplers, the Mary Matthews 1846 sampler. I honestly bought this from her, not for the sampler, but for the linen and the fancy flosses, because her price was so good, it was worth it for the linen and fancy flosses. But it's a pretty sampler. This is Handwork Samplers. And it says, knowledge fills the mind with entertaining views and administers to it a perpetual sense of gratifications. And then at the bottom it says, her ways are ways of pleasantness and all her paths are peace. Proverbs. But more specifically, I got it because it has a piece of buttercream. 28 count buttercream. A rather large piece of 28 count buttercream. And it had a bunch of fancy flosses. So, I don't know if I will stitch the sampler, but it's got, like I said, it's got some fancy flosses. It does have some DMC, and a beautiful piece of linen. So, and her price was a steal. A steal. Now, I don't know if I will actually use this, but I was like, I'll try it. So this is a Sisters kit. Again, this was on a deal of a steal. And this is Cold Toes Warm Hearts. And so it's got 3 charts. This one right here is the one that has the supplies. So it has the 7 count cloth stern in Forest Haze. It has all of these beautiful thread gatherer sheep silks. It's got some Granite braid. It's got some Felicity's Garden in here. So I might give it a shot, just something fun. I think the chart is cute. It has a sheep and a snowman and a chicken and something a little different. Just jazz things up. Plus, I'm excited to work with sheep silk and this Felicity's Garden merino wool. So I think that could be fun. I have no idea what size needle to use on 7 count. Ooh, have to see about that. All right, so the next step, I needed a couple of fancy flosses for those same, for Girl Boss by Teresa Kogut. And so one of my go-tos when I need fancy flosses is Hollis Hands Create on Etsy, linked below. She sends, she sent 2 this time, which I thought was really nice. She sends a postcard, and on the back it has where you can put your project information. I think that's really nice, kind of her card. And so fancy flosses are not traveling alone. So I had been eyeing this one from Lindy Stitches, and this is called Beautiful Things. And it says, oh my darling, it's true, beautiful things have dents and scratches too. That is a must start in October as one of my birthday starts, for sure. Love it. That bird is so cute. I love the whole thing. The border, the broken fence, the sentiment. Anyway, so that's a start in October. And then this one was on sale, and I think this is adorable. This is Heart in Hand, Bird in the Hand Winter. I love that bird, the little snowman, the little checkerboard house. So cute. It does come with the 1 gold snowflake charm. These are, I think, Smyrna crosses. Let me see if I'm right about that. I'm reading. No, it's just backstitch, I think. I think it's just backstitch. Anyway, so I thought that was cute. So that came home. And then I stumbled upon this series that I've never seen before. And I don't know if it's because it's new. I'm looking for a, oh yeah, it is. It's a 2020. And I could not decide which one, so I got all 3. So this is Cottage Garden Sampling Springtime Series. This is number 1, Hello Spring. I adore that font on there. Look at this. Hop into spring. Obsessed. And look at that. Home Sweet Coop. Now, I don't know if this is going to be, there's going to be more to this series, or it literally is just 3. I haven't decided if I will stitch them individually or in some kind of a banner style manner. I don't know, but I thought they were too cute. They are all charted in DMC, and the called for is 36 count antique white linen. This is Edinburgh linen. So yeah, super cute. All right, so next up is my order from Starlight Stitchery. And that is the supplies that came in for the Teresa Kogut. So first thing, this is the coolest. Like, I love the stamp. Great packaging. Packaged with care. So these are the week's dye works. And it was really nice that they realized when the chart came in, they said, oh my goodness, we now realize you actually need duplicates of some of these flosses. Do you want us to re-invoice you for them? So I thought that was really nice that they, instead of just being like, oh, we're just sending it out. So it actually requires 2 Havana, 3 Dolphin, and 1 a Fathom, which is a beautiful dark navy indigo blue. And I was not expecting whatsoever this chart to be a coil bound book. So this is one of her CW samplers, which is Creative Whimsy, and this is Land That I Love. So this is brand new. It's just beautiful. I love the strawberries. I love Land That I Love, the willow tree, the 3 gigantic houses. There's some dogs and cats at the bottom. There's a cool bird. This bird's really neat too. I love the quilt block. I mean, there's just lots of things. The eagle, it's beautiful. The border is unique. So I love that this comes in a really awesome booklet style. I mean, it's glossy pages on the inside. You can go, Teresa Kogut is really great about putting on her website the floss information. Like this page is on her website, so it'll tell you what you need of each one. So there are a few others. 3777, which is that kind of dark cayenne red. You need 2 skeins of DMC for that. And then the only other ones were the Havana and Dolphin. So my guess is the 3777 is a lot of the red. It's nearly all of the red. There are the Classic Colorworks I have not gotten. So I am hopeful that what I start up here, if I start there, or if I start here, will be a color I have. So I'm really excited about that. And that leads me into, spoiler alert, if you have not got your Garon tote bag for this month, bag of the month from this month, it arrived on the same day as that package from Starlight Stitchery, and it could not be more perfect to hold that sampler. Dun, dun, dun. So it's got eagles and flags, and then on the inside it's got, I just whacked myself in the face. It's got fireworks and stars, and it's going to be perfect to hold that project. So I am part of the Garon Tote Bags Bag of the Month Club for the remainder of this year. I will probably participate next year because I just love Gary and Ronnie so much. I think they are fantastic humans, and they're incredibly talented, both of them, in stitching and sewing and designing and fabric picking. I mean, in all things. So that kind of wraps up everything that kind of happened this week, stitching wise. I already did kind of the little bit of life update at the beginning. Thank you so much for all of your well wishes, all your thoughts, your positivity week after week as you watch and you share just how awesome this community is. It continues to remind me how awesome everybody is. I know that cannot be said for every other community out there, and so I appreciate each and every one of you. So I'm going to end with a Teresa Kogut Angel Kindness card. And so this week has this beautiful angel. And it says, live in gratitude, for gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership. So live in gratitude. And I am grateful for each and every one of you, and that you join me week to week, and that you just lift me up, build me up with your kindness, your love, your sweet thoughts for me and my family. And I look forward to seeing you each week and hearing, you know, what's been going on with you. So please continue to seek me out on Instagram to see. I'm going to be better about posting this month. I posted literally like 4 photos in June. And I did stitchy stats. June was a real upside down roller coaster of a month in terms of stitching. I think I did roughly 9,000 stitches. I count stitches because it's something I enjoy doing, not because the numbers really mean anything past this month. And going forward, I may or may not continue to do that. It depends if I continue to want to participate in groups that require counting. We shall see. For right now, I am this month, Enchanted Stitching Challenges is doing National Treasure. I don't even know if they posted things because I just haven't been over to that group for the first week. Sometimes when the week kind of starts in the middle of the week. They'll do like a pop-up event, and then the first week will start that following Monday. Probably need to get on that and see if I want to participate and somehow make that work with, it could work if I do it with my starts or my whips. So with that, I wish you a wonderful week ahead. I do not have any special edition videos planned this week. I will see you next Friday for Flosstube number 60. We are on an even number again. Kind of a 10 count. And I look forward to checking in with you then. So with that, I will say, so long, stitch well. I'll see you soon, my friends. Goodbye. I forgot something, and I just realized I forgot it last week too. I'm so sorry, but I forgot your hug. So you get two. One for last week, one for this week. So again, have a great week. Bye, guys.